So Ben Shalom and Eddie Hearn are singing from two completely different hymn sheets regarding Chris Eubank Jr.'s next fight. Ben Shalom insists that his next fight is going to be against Liam Smith, the rematch. He says that Eubank Jr. has been sent a date now, a reschedule for this fight, because of course Liam Smith pulled out previously due to an injury. But Eddie Hearn is saying that no, it's going to be the Conor Ben fight. Eubank Jr. is the only one who can decide which fight it's going to be, because he has the rematch clause in the contract from the first Liam Smith fight. Liam Smith can't force the rematch with Eubank. He doesn't want a rematch with Eubank. He wants to go off and get a world title fight. He doesn't want to be bogged down with this Eubank situation. It's not like the first fight was controversial. The man wiped him out. I find it strange that Eubank Jr. is kind of in two minds, because he must be in two minds about whether he's going to fight Liam Smith or fight Conor Ben. To me, that's not good. You want to see a guy in his position who's coming off a devastating knockout loss have a very clear idea about what he wants to do. But Eubank Jr. doesn't seem to have a clear idea. Like Ben Shalom and like many other boxing fans, I don't want to see Conor Ben fight again until this situation with UKAD is resolved. I don't care whether it's Eubank Jr. or somebody in the welterweight division. He needs to get that sorted out. It will leave a very bitter taste in the mouth if he's fighting without there being a ruling by UKAD. And if UKAD deem his explanation for having clomiphene in his system to be not good enough and he receives a ban, if Eddie Hearn has Conor Ben fight abroad when he's on a ban, that will be a new low for Eddie Hearn. And that will be a measure of how desperate he's become. I've done some videos about the next generation heavyweights coming up, the likes of Jared Anderson, Bakatir Jalalov, Arslanbek Makhmudov, and so on. How many of them are signed to Eddie Hearn? Moses Itauma, another one. You got to wonder whether Eddie Hearn is actually going to remain in boxing for many more years. He said when he first started out that he didn't intend to be in boxing that long. He'll see how he feels from one year to the next and then make a decision just to walk off when he feels like he's had enough. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens sooner than you think. Because again, why is he not invested in the next generation of heavyweights? What's all that about? The heavyweight division has proven the most lucrative division for the most part. There has been some exceptions, Mayweather and all that kind of thing. But for the most part, the heavyweight division is the most lucrative. And heavyweights generally get paid more than any other weight class of fighter. So from a business perspective alone, surely you'd be focusing on signing the new generation of heavyweights. Eddie Hearn, who's he got? Philip Hrgovic, who's not really with Eddie Hearn anyway. He's more of a Sauerland guy. What, Fabio Wardley? With the greatest of respect to Fabio Wardley, he comes from a white-collar background. How far can he really go in the pros? I mean, do you think he's as promising as Bakatir Jalalov? I don't. Do you think he's as promising as Moses Itauma? I don't. And Fabio Wardley, again, isn't even signed to Eddie Hearn. He's worked with him on a fight-by-fight basis since the start. There's no long-term contract. So is he really an Eddie Hearn fighter? It depends how you want to define Eddie Hearn fighters, right? Either way, Hearn doesn't have the stable of young heavyweights that Top Rank have, or that Frank Warren has. What's he up to? Hearn seems to have very short-term plans. He doesn't seem to be into making long-term investments at all in boxing. It's all short-term stuff for quick cash, money up front as soon as possible. Very short-sighted. And people tend to be like that when they don't intend to stick around for too long. And again, if Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben fight each other, and Conor Ben is actually banned by the British board and UKAD, that is a measure of how desperate Eddie Hearn is if he actually goes ahead and does something like that. That would be an all-time low for him. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Will Ben Shalom turn out to be correct, and it's the Liam Smith Eubank Jr. rematch? Or will it be Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben in the Middle East somewhere? I mean, if we're going by recent form, Ben Shalom was very confident, or appeared very confident, that the Josh Taylor-Jack Catterall rematch was going to happen. And of course it didn't. Will it be the same here? At the end of the day, everything is in Eubank Jr.'s hands. Let me know what you guys think.